Okay, so we've got a camera here that I've designed in Fusion. This is in design view. I've put a few decals and things on it, and I've made some separate components. So things like these buttons here and the grip, these are all been made into components. So we've got the body as the main component, and then we've got all these other, as you can see, individual components that make up the different features of the camera, and they've been added using join. So I've switched joints off at the moment so we can't see where they're jointed, but they've basically been jointed into the kind of extruded spaces that are the same size. So we're going to have a look at how we can create an animation now. So I'm going to go into the animation workspace, and you'll see what happens is we get a timeline down the bottom here. Now basically it's very simple to do. We're going to move our playhead a couple of seconds each time, and then whatever I do next gets recorded. So at the moment I've done nothing to it. If I zoom in to make my camera look bigger, you can see now it's filled that space. If I move, say, another 2 seconds along here with the time frame, nothing's happened yet because I haven't done anything over here. If I switch my view to look at a front view of the camera, it's now taken up that. I'm going to do the same thing again, go for a 2 second this way, maybe flick it round to the side. Okay, I might decide that that wants to be centered, so I'll move that into the sort of center of my view at the same time. And I'm going to flick it around again, go another 2 seconds, flick it round again to see, oops, no, I'm not going to go that way, I'm going to go the back way. So I end up with this position. Okay, and then finally another 2 seconds, and we'll switch it back around again to the other side. Okay, so now I can put my playhead right to the beginning. I can either drag it this way, or I can use the start from the beginning. And if I now hit the play button, I can see what it looks like. Okay, and obviously it ends up in the position I don't want it in, so I can switch it now, do another 2 seconds, and maybe I'll go back to the home button stage, and I'll make that a bit of a better size for me, and I'll put it this way. So basically I can do whatever I want to do. You can see I've got one on here which is a call out. I don't want that call out to show. We're not going to use call outs. Call outs are basically to do with putting pins on things so you can name them. I'm not going to include that, so I'm actually going to come down here and delete mine. I don't want that in there at all. I'm going to go back to the beginning and see how that looks now. Going through, this is like the neutral area. This is 0. Start playing again. So it zooms in a bit, gives me a front face view, side face view, back, round to the other side, and then back to 3D. Now I can extend any of these. If I want it to take longer to do something, I can drag that along the timeline, and that will make that thing last longer. I can go in, if I don't like something, I can hit the delete button and get rid of it. I can obviously add more to it. Now you've got to work out what you actually want to be able to show and how long you want it on screen for. What you can't do in this software is you can't speak over the top of it. I'm using a different bit of software to capture this now, but within Fusion you can create an animated view of the thing moving, but you can't talk over it. So you might want to talk over it in PowerPoint or in a video editor, in which case you need to kind of work out how long you want to be able to show what view for. You might decide that you want to zoom in on a feature. So something like that would be, say I want to zoom in, I'll go 3 seconds this time, and I'm going to zoom in on the logo here because I want to talk about the decal. So I'll zoom right the way in onto this, and I might move it so I can see it a bit better on screen. Okay, that might be a feature that I want to talk about, how I put that on, why it's on there. So if I go back and play that again now to have a look, I hit the play button, it finishes off that zoom, then it goes into that area I want to focus in on. So that's the basics of actually creating a simulation. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to output that simulation as a video. So I've redone it. Okay, I'm going to come up to where it says publish. I'm going to hit the publish button. Now you could have multiple storyboards. We've only got one here, and that's probably enough. You've got to work out what kind of size you want the video to be. So you've got different ones you can choose here, and 1024, see what that looks like. Say OK. That's going to ask me where do I want to put it. I'm just going to put mine on my desktop at the moment, and I'm going to call it cameras 5 because I've done a few of these already. It's going to save as an AVI. I don't need to save to a cloud. I'll turn that off. I'll just save to my computer for now, it's quicker. Okay, hit save. You can see it publishing, it's quite quick at doing it. So that's created it for me now. If I have a little jump onto my desktop and I'll find it to see what it looks like. Okay, so this is VLC player. I've just opened up the file in here, and if we hit play now we can see what it looks like just in a video player. So hopefully we can put this video into something else afterwards to be able to show it off, maybe PowerPoint. But you can see again, you can pause at any point with this to see how it's working, see what it looks like. So possibly I could have gone lower down. I think probably I could have had the model going below the view of the animation timeline while I was recording things, and it would have got rid of this white gap at the bottom there. So there's a little bit of playing around that could be done to make this a bit better, but essentially it works. Okay, good luck.